Hello there, friends. Welcome to another day, another snippet before the 3 minutes together in synchronized agreement. Perhaps this time I share with you guys how this all began for me. I was walking the temple of the back of the temple of Medinet Habu here on the west bank of Luxor before all of this health situation started, and I was questioning humanity and where we would all be going with the way things were playing out in the collective. And then conversations with myself, conversations with my guides, conversations with this ancient lands. And one of the feedbacks I had was that we would never reach high consciousness unless we could agree. Because of free will, if there isn't enough of us agreeing to evolve, then we would just be on that kind of washing machine play out, same again, until enough of us agree that we don't want to play the polarity anymore. So this is why if we look at history, we can see that humanity has played the baddie and the goodie, the perpetrator and the victim, and it just keeps coming back in cycles until we decide that we don't want to play anymore, that this polarity, although it's necessary for our system, we live in a polarized frequency system. It does actually need the two opposites to create the energy. However, we don't need to be playing such big dramas, if you like, collective dramas. So the information I was receiving was to gather the ones that were aware and awake and willing to change their own reality, and therefore be part of the change in the outer world. And how I understood that was if we could be in agreement, and this was kind of what I had received, if we could be in agreement for a fraction of a second, if enough of us could agree for a fraction of a second, then we could bring change. So the only way I saw that happening, and I know a lot of you feel the same way, is to not have any thoughts, is to not have an intention, but to allow all that we think we know to just gently fall away, because that served us up to now. And it's almost as a declaration to your higher self that, okay, now I'm ready to get to the next level, to understand the higher purpose of my incarnation, to understand the polarity I've been creating and playing into in the framework of perhaps many lifetimes, to assist. It's not that we're not assisting humanity to play into the polarity, because we are clearing collective karmic agreements. However, whenever we feel we are ready to rise above, then that's when we start seeing the perspective from the perspective of the soul. We can see why things played out the way they played out, and why certain things are still in our lives today. So that's the part that changes, I feel. And having being present to groups for this length of time with wonderful, amazing human beings who have um, offered their time and their insights and their total commitment to being in the projects for 1 minute, for once a week, wherever the project had been that I felt was important to call everybody together. It started showing up as this agreement that we could come together and we could agree, but only, yeah, you got it right. You understand. Only if we could choose, if we were ready to rise above the rights and the wrongs and meet in the field, as the words of Rumi. And I can't quote him right, I'm sure, but he says something beyond right ideas and wrong ideas. There is a field. I'll meet you there. So we may have ideas, I may have ideas of what is right and what is wrong. But if I'm willing, even if it's just for a fraction of a second, if I am willing to say, okay, maybe what I think I know is not quite it yet, because we're on this evolutionary phase, then it does make sense that as we evolve, what we felt was very, very real and important and truth now expands. So it's not that we have different truths, it's more that we are expanding consciousness. And once we do that, then everything else expands. We can't help it but evolve, whether we choose free will and we do it our own way, and we maybe choose the way of not going so fast and maybe not playing out our fullness in this incarnation, and that's okay. But I know that you are listening to me because you are one of the ones who have come to make a difference. And so thank you for being here. Thank you for agreeing. Thank you for allowing something bigger than ourselves to come forward, and for our mind to change, and for our perspective to clarify. So let's become in the field of consciousness. Let's know ourselves as consciousness. I'm looking at the time. I never know where to look at you guys. I'll learn. I'm learning. We're all learning. We're all remembering. I am particularly learning how to use YouTube, but mostly we're remembering. Thank you all. Thank you all so much. As I always say, jot down, write down any information that you may have received, even if it doesn't make sense at all. Whatever you may have perceived as important. I have created a Instagram. Yeah, much love, Illa. Thank you. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for your commitment. I have created not Instagram. I have created a Telegram group because today is quite a phenomenal day. We have a lot of social media offline. Isn't this interesting? A lot of big social media is offline. So I feel perhaps it's important for us to have another group possibility. So look for me and look Sophia on Telegram. And most of all, let's find each other in the field of consciousness. So much love. See you all tomorrow. Thank you.